was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight like bows, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow, can't touch the bottom, sit into a tumble, waves that shake me out of my skin. Never been so easy, losing my direction.
So we're still in the Scottish Highlands and we've been staying at this gorgeous coastal village all week. We're just about to jump back onto the NC500. We've heard all the hype, so let's find out if it's the best section yet. We absolutely loved our stay down at the coastal village. It's just off the NC500 down a dead end road, and we barely saw anyone, and we definitely didn't see any campers. The great thing about these kind of stops is it allows us to slow down and find a bit of routine that we can often struggle to get while living on the road. The Torridon area, which is where that was absolutely spectacular, and it's hard to imagine that it can get any better than that. So one of the locals we got talking to recommended this peninsula, which is just off the NC500 near Ullapool, wherever that's called. I'm not going to try and say any of these names. Anyway, I think when you pull off the main stretch, that's when you're going to find these hidden gems. And the elephant in the room is, yes, yet again, we can't see much out there. But believe it or not, we have had some great weather this week. But if we've learned anything from staying in the Highlands, is that the weather can change in an instant.
Well, if there was ever a reason to speak to the locals, it's because you get to discover incredible places like this. This beach is beautiful. There only seems to be about maybe 2 other campers here, and actually when we turned in we realised this is a campsite and we can actually stay here. There's an honesty box for about £10 a night, and I tell you what, I would not complain about spending that money to have a view like this in the morning.
So we had to give up on yesterday. The rain was atrocious. It was just this constant thick mist coming down. You couldn't see anything. And we just thought, you know what, we ran out of everything. Drinking water, water in the tank, fuel, groceries. So we made a beeline for Ullapool, which is where we are now. It's a bit of an urban zone, quite pretty, but we've got most things. So we're gonna hit the road and see if we can find some water for the tank, because it's not looking too great here. And as you can hear, it's very, very noisy. So we actually really liked it here in Ullapool, and strangely enough, it reminds me of when we were in the Arctic, when you're driving through nothingness for ages, and then all of a sudden this small town appears that just has everything that you need. We're now on the hunt for water because obviously, as I said, we've got nothing left, and there was not really anywhere to get in Ullapool that we can connect our hose to. And then, even better, is we're trying to get our dog Bear to a beach. So a bit of a backstory with Bear. If you don't know, he was diagnosed with cancer early this year, had his leg amputated, he's going through chemotherapy now, and he loves the beach. And if we can get him back to the beach today, that is just going to feel amazing. So there's 2 things. we want to do with Bear post-op is get him to a beach and get him back to the Arctic. So we're hoping to tick one of those off today. Well, this is the NC500, but I think there might be a little detour through a quieter, more scenic road up to the area where we're trying to find water. So we're going to do a left here and see if that's any good. Well, what a difference a day makes from zero visibility to now seeing some of the best scenery we've seen in Scotland. This feels totally different to where we were in Torridon the other day. It's far more rugged and remote. You feel so far removed from like civilization here. And this is the perfect time of year to travel. We always love the autumn colours starting to come through, and the roads are just so much quieter. Obviously we're having to pull into the passing places because it is a single track road every now and again. And I can only imagine in summer how busy and how long you'd have to be waiting on these roads. So this is a great section of road. So for anyone interested, it's the A837 just south of Lochinver. And that's actually where we're hoping to fill up with water. So yeah, definitely put this coastal route on the list. Well, moment of truth, are we going to get any water here? Quite the way to come otherwise. There we go. So this is a real quirky little place. I think it's some sort of industrial boatyard. You can probably hear a boat engine going nuts in the background there. I don't know what's going on with that. But this is amazing that these facilities even exist. I mean, it's super quiet. No other campers here. The water's free. I think you have to pay to dump your chemical waste. We have a compost and loose, we're fine. But yeah, amazing. Tracy's making full use of the extra water. She'll always like clean the bathroom while I'm filling up. I'm just checking on the levels through the Victron system, and then we can get closer to the beach where Bear's mind is literally going to explode when he realises he's back on the beach, because he just loves the beach.
Go, go. Good boy.
Well, that's a pit stop complete. Quick stretch of the dog's legs, coffee, water filled up. Now time to hit the road again.
I've absolutely loved this road trip. I love Scotland at the best of times, but this time of the year it is particularly beautiful. But there's also a side quest to this. So a lot of people will know that this has been quite a tough year and a bit of an emotional roller coaster, in particular because of Bear and his diagnosis. So for people who don't know about osteosarcoma, their life expectancy can be between 3 months and 2 years, and obviously more likely to be a median of 12 months. So we weren't quite sure if we were going to have Bear with us still, but the fact that we do is the best feeling ever. So I think part of this journey is making sure that Bear has the most awesome time. We make the best of memories, and I think one of the things that we really want to do is get Bear to the beach. It's one of his things that he absolutely loves, and it's definitely one of the milestones that we want to make part of this trip up into Scotland.
So we're only a few miles away from the beach now, and we're so excited to see how Bear reacts. You only have to say beach beach and he goes absolutely bonkers. So this is going to be interesting.
Do you want to go to the beach?
Go on in. Well, Bear is definitely happy to be on the beach, and what a beach it is. It is huge. I think obviously the tide has gone out, but it's massive.
And pink.
Yeah, it's like got a pink tinge to it, so if anyone knows why it's slightly pink, let us know. But I think we're going to get the ball out in a second, and yeah, then his mind will literally blow. So we have to keep one ball separate because obviously he's got all four legs and he is a nutter when it comes to the ball. So we have to let them go separately, and just so they don't compete too much. But this is them living their best lives.
So it was amazing to get Bear on the beach. Even better that it was so beautiful. They're definitely tired and definitely earned their dinner, but it's always great to see him just thoroughly enjoying himself. And at the same time, little old Minnie, he loves chasing after the ball, so it's good to see both of them having a good time. Woohoo!
So with most of the afternoon finding a beach for old buddy, hey bud, now we've got to find somewhere to live for the night. Well, this was our home for the night. The light faded so quickly yesterday, so we had a bit of a rush to find somewhere. It was pitch black by the time we got here. It's a bit close to the road than we normally like, but it will absolutely do for one evening. A really important week this week. Bear's next chemo session is due. He's had all of the other ones down in Surrey at Fitzpatrick's. This is the first one we need to sort out on the road. There's a place in Inverness that hopefully should be confirming today whether they can do this week, so keeping everything crossed that goes ahead. Then we need to think about our onward plans. We're thinking of staying in Scotland still, and I think we've made our mind up. We're going to go to